Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play Jessie's Girl by Rick Springfield. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the 80s and we're going to learn how to play Jessie's Girl by Rick Springfield. You might be asking me, why are we learning this song today? Well, first of all, I love this song. I love the 80s. I'm not just a metal guy. I like all kinds of music from the 80s. But most importantly, if you're in a band and you play this song live, you're gonna really please the crowd. You're gonna make the women happy. You're gonna make the guys happy because the chicks are happy. People are going to buy liquor, they're going to buy food, they're going to dance, and as a band, your number one priority is to make sure people have a good time, that you put cheeks in seats, get people out there spending money, the club will have a successful night, and your band will probably get booked again. So let me show you how to play this song. The song is a little tricky actually, so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on the verse, the chorus, there's a middle bridge part before the guitar solo, and I'll give you an idea of how to play a really cool guitar solo over this song in the key of D major, okay? Okay, for today's lesson, I'm going to use a Marshall JCM 800 model in my Tone X pedal by IK Multimedia. This thing's awesome. So without further ado, let's begin. We're in standard tuning. The song starts off with a little chunky sound. We're palm muting. So it's like a little percussive thing going on there, okay? And I'm palm muting here with my palm over the bridge pickup, and I'm playing bar chords. I'm not playing any major thirds or minor thirds. It's all root and fifth. So we're doing a power D, a power A, a power B, and a power G chord, and we're gonna go back up to this D. So it's like this, and I'll put the chords on the screen. Now the first time you start playing that lick, people are going to get excited. They're going to be like, oh, I love this song. And you're going to be happy that you played this song because you're actually going to get some crowd reaction, okay? Instead of looking at people sitting in their seats, looking at their phones. And that kind of sucks, right? So we're palm muting this. Now, if your drummer's not playing, giving you some hi-hat, you're going to have to have a really good sense of time and start this song on tempo. If you don't play with a click and you're not playing, to a hi-hat or any kind of rhythm, you got to make sure that you keep this rhythm right and you don't start it too fast or too slow because the guitar player is setting the tempo for this song, all right? Then the vocals come in over this lick, right? Okay? And then when it goes to the chorus, it goes, we're going to build up on an A. And that's when he says, I wish that I could have. So what I'm doing there is, on the chorus is A, D, D, D. And I'm going to play an A. Like that, A to a B. What I'm doing on that chord is I'm not taking the bar chord with the A on the root. I'm playing the A string and the D string on the 7th fret. And I'm going to slide up to the 9th. So I'm playing the 5th and the root. I'm playing the 5th on top of the root. So it's this chord. But it sounds a little bit cleaner to just play these two notes. Then play the whole chord. And then the little turnaround in the chorus goes. So what that is G, A, D, B, 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 A. Okay, so from the very beginning. very dynamic. It gets harder. You kind of dig in to get more distortion. A lot of times right there, if you stop and give the crowd, time to soak it in and, play with the crowd a little bit, and then the singer can look at you and then you go for the next verse. Maybe put some kick drum in there, 4 on the floor or every other. Then build up. Then, cool. Then there's this little bridge part that goes. And there's a lot of synthesizer, keyboard stuff, but I always play that on the guitar, right? Because I don't usually have a keyboard player in my band because, for one, you save money if you have less people, and if you can get away without doing it on keys and play it on guitar, it sounds cool anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a G chord. It may not look like it, but I'm playing a G with a D on the bass. It's also a D sus4, but I'm going to call it a G with a D on the bass. So it's an open D, and then we're going to play the G string on the 7th fret and the B string on the 8th, like that. And we're gonna palm mute. Helps if you have a little bit of delay and echo. It just gives a little bit of ambience. It makes you feel less naked on stage too. So we're gonna hit this chord really, really tight, really kind of percussive, and then palm mute that D. You let that delay echo. What I'm doing there is I'm going to take my pinky and put it on the 10th fret, and I'm going to play this chord underneath it. So this chord here, that G, so then go. So I'm taking my pinky on the 10th, and then I'm going to take it and put it on the 9th, so it sounds like, so those chords together. So all together. Okay, and then we resolve on an A. Now this part's very important because it's about to go to the guitar solo. This is the breakdown part, and you can go from 0 to 0 in 1 second, and if you mess this part up, dude, you're just not going to get lucky, man. You're just not going to. So it goes. We're going to go down to F sharp. It's the same lick like he does up here. But we're going to modulate down to F sharp. So I'm going F sharp, B, and then we're going to go F sharp to G minor, just like we did up here, but we're playing it down lower. Then we're going to go back to the original key. And that's where the guitar solo comes in. So the solo goes like, we're going to be playing in a D major pentatonic position. And I noticed that in the 80s, and a lot of Southern rock and a lot of 80s pop rock what the position that they really like a lot for major pentatonic isn't what we would think. I mean, a major pentatonic is a B minor pentatonic scale, which is D major's relative minor. So if you think of it like that, if you play a B minor pentatonic scale, you can play over this solo if it's in D major. So B minor pentatonic would start on the B right here, the first position in B. But if you got to end with your tonic on a D. You got to focus around D and not B minor when you're playing in D major. So D major and B minor are relative majors and minors. So if you play a B minor pentatonic scale over D major, you're going to be just fine. And it'll work if you play down here. So that's what the rhythm part's doing while you're doing a solo, okay? But the B minor pentatonic scale that most 80s, well, not most, but I find a lot of 80s songs, pop 80s songs and rock songs and southern rock, they like this position up here. So this is the shape. So if you start on a B up here, a B minor, so you can actually start here on this F sharp. I'm going to put this tablature on the screen. The position for this pentatonic scale, which is the same as this B minor down here, but it's played up here. All right, so. And the reason why they like this position so much is D major, if you take a D major chord like this, that's a D major up here also. So this pentatonic scale works around that chord shape. And then go like. And the D is also right here on the D string on the 12th fret. You know, so he's going to start, he starts that solo on the D string on the 12th fret. And he does an octave. And which are all notes pretty much in that D major pentatonic scale, except he adds that 7th in there, which is a passing tone. And also in rock, you can go. That's another really popular lick that they do in this position. So if I'm on the 17th fret here on the B string and bend up a whole step, and with my pinky play the 17th fret on the high E, so, and then resolve and go down to that D. They do that in that solo also. So that position is really popular. And then you can go down and bring it down to this B minor shape down here, or D major. So it's really important to learn different positions in your pentatonic major scales, because you don't want to always get stuck in the box down here, because you'll find that a riff that you do down here, like that may be in the D major pentatonic position, but you play that same riff up here. It has a different tonality to it, but you play a lot of the same lick patterns, but in a new position, and you come up with some really cool licks. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But anyway, that's what they do in that solo, and then after that solo, they go. Then they go back in the chorus. And then the very end of the song goes. That's tricky, because with your band, you got to watch the drummer. You all got to look at each other. Drummer, bass player, guitar player, because it doesn't play on beat. They go. It's really neat. You can tell they did that in the studio and just jammed it. So what he did there was A, D, D, and and then A, D, A, G, D, A. All right, well, I hope you liked this lesson on Jessie's Girl by Rick Springfield. If you did, please consider subscribing, comment below, and as always, have a great day, and hope you get lucky, man. See ya.